Welcome to CoinX, where we learn more. And today we have another really interesting subject. And the subject is entitled, Because I Said I Would. And this morning we published an article over at the Coin blog on this very subject. And so we're going to be looking at this article. And the idea for the article came from a sermon last week at my church. And it just really got me thinking. And the pastor had mentioned a ministry or a movement or a website called Because I Would, or Because I Said I Would.org. And so I thought it was very interesting. I looked at it and it's a very interesting idea. And I wanted to just kind of dive into it a little bit. And so let's look at this article. And for the article, as in one of the previous episodes of CoinX, I asked ChatGPT if it would please write a little story about this subject. And so I'm going to read you that story. And the story is about, what if we lived in a world where people were honest and trustworthy and had integrity and actually did what they said they would do? Hard to imagine, isn't it? But it doesn't have to be just a nice idea. It can actually be a reality. What would such a society look like? Let's take a look and see.
In the heart of a sprawling city of Veritas, honesty was not just a virtue but a way of life. The skyline was dotted with transparent glass buildings, symbolizing the clarity and openness of its inhabitants. From the bustling markets to the quiet residential neighborhoods, every interaction was marked by trust and integrity. In Veritas, promises were sacred. When someone said they would do something, it was as good as done. This reliability fostered a sense of security and peace that was palpable. Children grew up learning that their word was their bond, and adults led by example, creating a culture where deception and mistrust had no place. Imagine walking into a cafe in Veritas. The barista greets you with a warm smile, knowing that your usual order will be ready without you having to remind them. They trust you to pay later if you've forgotten your wallet, because in Veritas, everyone pays their debts. The sense of community is strong. People look out for one another because they know that everyone is genuinely interested in the well-being of others. The government in Veritas operates with complete transparency. Politicians are elected based on their proven track records of honesty and service. Public officials make decisions in the best interests of their citizens, and the citizens trust their leaders to act with integrity. Policies are communicated clearly, and promises made during election campaigns are diligently fulfilled. This mutual trust ensures a thriving democracy where everyone feels that their voice is heard and respected. In the corporate world, businesses in Veritas flourish because of their unwavering commitment to ethical practices. Contracts are simple and straightforward, as there is no need for fine print or loopholes. Companies compete fairly, and collaborations are built on mutual respect and shared goals. Employees are loyal and motivated, knowing that their hard work is always recognized and rewarded. This creates a vibrant economy where innovation and cooperation drive progress. Education in Veritas emphasizes character as much as intellect. Schools teach children the importance of integrity, empathy, and responsibility. Students learn to communicate openly and honestly, resolving conflicts with understanding rather than deceit. This foundation prepares them to be trustworthy adults who contribute positively to society. In Veritas, relationships are deep and meaningful. Friendships are built on genuine connections, free from ulterior motives. Marriages thrive on mutual respect and unwavering loyalty. Communities come together to celebrate each other's successes and support each other through hardships. The social fabric is strong, woven with the threads of trust and honesty. Veritas is not a utopia without challenges, but the way its people address these challenges sets it apart. When problems arise, they are met with open dialogue and collaborative problem-solving. There is no blame game or scapegoating. Instead, there is a collective effort to find solutions and move forward together. Living in Veritas might seem like a distant dream, but it shows us that a society built on honesty and trust is not just an idyllic fantasy. It is a possible reality. The journey to such a world starts with each individual person making a commitment to integrity in their own lives. By valuing and practicing honesty, we can create ripples of trust that spread throughout our communities. In the end, Veritas teaches us that the foundation of a truly great society is not wealth or power, but the simple, profound act of being true to oneself and one's word.
What a great story. Wouldn't it be amazing to live in a world like that? Well, the good news is that it really is possible. We can build communities like that. And then communities can get together and build societies like that. And societies can get together and build an entire world like that. The idea of integrity is one that I've probably been thinking about more than anything in recent years. And I've come to conclude that if a person doesn't have integrity, if they don't stand for something good, if they can't be trusted, if their word means nothing, then what can they truly contribute to society? And even worse, if no one in a society has integrity, what kind of a world would that be? Well, we know what kind of a world that would be because that's the kind of world that we live in. It seems that we've been in a downward spiral when it comes to the idea of integrity as of late. But it doesn't have to be that way. Imagine a place, a community where people cared about one another and cared for one another. They did what they said they would do. They were honest and trustworthy. Well, it all starts from the ground up. It starts with one person building one community that is founded on integrity, honesty, and trustworthiness. Then this idea spreads and other people build communities, and eventually we have an entire society where people are invested in the well-being of others rather than just themselves. So will you be the one person that starts this movement? Will you be the person that starts the first community? I hope that you will be. And all of this is made possible and easy with Community Coin. So check it out and start building a society where integrity, honesty, and trust are the foundation.